Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for being here.
We are happy to see you again.
This is a new episode of Goblin Mode.
Goblin Mode! Goblin Mode!
We've been not on a break. I mean, this is our first episode we've filmed.
We've just been vibing.
Well, but did we film an episode last week?
No, we did not film an episode last week.
So,
what episode is this, 13? It's either 12 or 13, right?
I would be scared to answer that, honestly.
I'm going to say 13. Just
Lucky
to sound
number
cool.
13.
1-3.
Welcome back, everybody, to Goblin Mode. I am Cheeky.
I'm Narsil Doom.
And we
for
are
the
here
for the
to...
noobs.
We're here to rock your socks off.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time.
Cocks off.
Ah.
But it's good to see you guys. Thanks for being here. What's been going on, Nars?
Not much. I've been thinking about topics for the podcast, and I have a few, semi-serious ones, and I have a few fun ones. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, what, when you think of, a fountain soda,
Oh, we're just jumping right into it.
Yeah, what is, what do you look for in a good fountain drink, and what is your destination for a good fountain drink, your favorite fountain drink?
Okay, interesting.
It is weird, I know, but I was thinking about that the other day.
Well, I know a lot of people typically say McDonald's Diet Coke because they're known for having the best Diet Coke. They have their own syrup versus other
it's in a stainless steel
container instead of a bag.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have microplastics.
Yeah.
But it's very bizarre because I get Diet Cokes from McDonald's sometimes, and I don't think that they're that great.
You think it's mid?
I think it's kind of mid. I understand people's obsession with Diet Coke though, because I'm a diet soda girly. But speaking of that, I quit drinking diet sodas in the new year, I think. Maybe a little bit before the new year I had stopped. And I had a sip of a diet drink yesterday. And I did not like it. It felt the same way as whenever I stopped smoking cigarettes and I had a cigarette and I was like, ugh. I was like, this is not the way that I remembered it being.
I will always love diet soda. I don't think I can kick that habit.
Well,
I love it so much. But I will say, I used to not like Zevia, the stevia sweetened drinks, and I had a root beer one the other day. It was awesome.
Where did you have that?
I got it from Safeway.
On your break?
No, whenever I went and got snacks for us the other night, I picked up.
Just drank it before you came home.
No, I had it out. I had it out in the pod. I got you a lemon water.
Yeah.
And then I got me a Zevia.
Yeah, which I really love. They're called lemon.
Perfect lemon or something
Lemon
like
Perfect or something, and it's literally just a bottle of water with half of a lemon and a little sprinkle of stevia. So to me, it tastes like a really, really light lemonade, which is my favorite. No, it's just water.
It's not carbonated?
Which is what I used to make at home all the time. I would try to make this light lemonade.
Yeah.
But
I did kombucha too. I was not I did not fuck with kombucha at all back in the day, and now I get it. If I see it and I'm in the mood, I'm like,
he's a booch bitch. I do not fucking like kombucha.
I'm bad and boochy.
I do not like kombucha. If I had to drink one, I would, but I'm not ever gonna reach for one at the store. Yeah. To me, I would rather have probiotics from something else.
Activia.
My Jamie Lee Curtis Danimals, baby.
Your adult Danimal.
I fucking love those. Ever since I started...
Yakult's pretty good too.
Yeah, but I think Yakult has more sugar in it.
Yakult's also very liquid.
Yeah, it's straight up.
That's more like a yogurt.
Which is what I'm looking for because it makes me feel full. It makes me feel like I have something in my stomach and I'm not starving. And the probiotics have helped a lot with my illnesses that I've had recently, and taking antibiotics and stuff. It's helped to restore my gut flora.
I love kombucha, and I think, number one, there's tons of flavors and there's tons of brands now, and number two, it's got probiotics in it, so it's a good way to get that. Apparently, sauerkraut is a superfood.
Yeah, well, so we in the new year were like, let's make more like fermented foods or eat more fermented foods both, and then also sprouts and stuff, which we talked about that on the last podcast, how like I made sprouts and had like a bountiful harvest, and then I was too scared to eat them because I thought I was going to make myself sick. And someone on TikTok was like, why would you think that? Like if it doesn't smell or look bad, then like just eat that shit. And I was like, damn, okay. But
Heard.
anyways, back to the soda fountain thing.
We're getting
I would say, and I think a lot of people will agree with me, that if I'm wanting like a really good fountain soda with any like flavors I want,
I know what you're gonna say.
Sonic drive-in, baby.
Yeah. Well, the big thing about Sonic too is their ice.
Is 100%. The ice and the sizes you can get.
100%.
Because if I'm going out of my way to go to Sonic, I'm getting a Route 44.
Dude, yeah, and like their slushies so good. Like I guarantee
I'm not a slushie girl.
This like it's because it's like little ice beads, like micro beads. I guarantee you it's the same stuff that they used to put in like face wash, and then it turns out that it's like horrible for your skin, and it's like really bad.
I thought you were gonna say it's like slush puppy.
No, it's not like slush puppy. Slush puppy's like way icier.
But slush puppy does have the little balls of ice.
Yeah,
like they like you can like feel the balls in your mouth.
I can feel the balls in my mouth.
I walked right into that. Slush puppy. I normally get like a. But that's the thing is, if I'm going to Sonic, I'm getting a half and half tea.
If I'm going to Sonic, I don't know, man. Like,
diet
dude, if I'm feeling naughty, I'll get an ocean water because that shit's fucking.
If you're
good.
Feeling naughty,
yeah. If I'm feeling bad, like if I want, because I don't drink like liquid calories should not exist. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like
yeah, that's how I feel. Like if I'm gonna ingest calories, it's gonna be through food.
Yeah, like I would much rather, like the only time I would ever spring for like liquid calories is A, I'm getting an ocean water, or B,
like a milkshake.
Like I'm getting a milkshake. It's like a legit dessert. Like,
yeah, because the only calories in my morning coffee is the oat milk, which I imagine isn't much because I use sugar-free like salted caramel, like a couple pumps, and it's always so banging and bussin'.
I use sugar-free brown sugar. Cinnamon.
Sugar-free brown sugar, cinnamon sugar.
Yeah, it's the taste you can see.
We have a whole like routine for our morning coffee.
Yeah.
It's really nice. Well, yeah, so I guess my answer is Sonic, but it's because it hits on every level. Yeah. And I would say if I'm going soda, I'm going to pick a cherry Coke Zero.
Nice. Okay. That's actually really strange. I never would guess that.
What would you guess?
Just like a Coke Zero.
No, if I'm because they have all the mix-ins.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Vanilla Coke.
I'm not a vanilla soda kind of gal.
Vanilla Coke is. So
I mean, I would
good.
drink it if it was in front of me, but
so good. I remember whenever it came out, and I was like, I don't know. Remember whenever Coke did like all the flavors? I mean, they're still. I think they're here now, but I remember like the flavor explosion. Like they had fucking vanilla Coke, cherry Coke, orange Coke. They had Diet Coke with lime.
Yeah,
which was
they had Diet Coke with lemon too, I think.
Really?
The weirdest one was that they like made a very, very specific with Splenda.
Yeah.
And I was like,
yeah, I remember that shit because it was like blue and yellow. It was like the Splenda colors
it like didn't really
Diet Coke colors.
It didn't really matter. I was like, what? Like all the fake sugars are the same to me.
Right.
Like I feel like they're all like aspartame.
Right. It's like, what about a stevia one?
Like the only one that I think isn't aspartame was Equal, but I think even Equal has like a chemical.
I think Sweet and Low was, what was it? Saccharide?
Yeah.
Saccharin?
Also, I wanted to shout out Hi Honey for buying me my dream sweater, which I wore today because I have wanted this sweater for so long. It's from this brand in the UK called Basic Pleasure Mode, and it was very expensive, and my birthday's around the corner, so she bought it for me off my wish list, which I thought was really fucking sweet, and I got it, and it fits perfect. It's like oversized just in the right way, and honey, you're the best. Thank you, queen.
Thanks,
she also got
honey.
me a bunch of other shit. Everybody like popped the fuck off the other day before my break and bought me so many gifts for my birthday like early, and I was like, guys, are y'all crazy? Like, what the fuck? I was in absolute shock. I got a new office chair.
You are loved, queen.
I appreciate that, man.
Happy early birthday.
I have all the gifts that my heart could ever want now.
I know. Look at you.
It felt like I was at...
You're set up for success.
It genuinely felt like I was at, like, a birthday party when I was a kid.
Yeah, isn't
and,
that
like,
awesome?
Opening presents, and I was like... It was, like, all the stuff I really, really
That's
wanted.
such an awesome feeling, too, right?
And I haven't had that in so long because,
Yeah.
like, I'm an adult, and, like, usually we don't really, like... We either, like, buy stuff we want for ourselves or, like, just give up on it for a while until you can save up for it. So the fact that, like, everybody, like, bought so much stuff for me, I can't even tell you how nice that felt.
You made her dreams come true.
So thank you, bless you. And it's funny because your birthday is actually sooner than mine.
Yeah, my birthday is next Wednesday.
Yeah, his is the 15th and mine's the 22nd. They're a week apart.
It's crazy.
But we're gonna do a stream on your birthday, like a joint stream. Either maybe before your birthday. I don't know. We'll try to figure it out because I want to like do like where we have an interview or we game together. I think that would be fun.
Overcooked?
No. No.
You don't have it in you?
No, absolutely not. And then for my birthday, I'm doing a stream and there's going to be like these fun milestones and stuff, which I really need to like buckle down and get like a list going. I've been taking a break like from streaming for almost 2 weeks, I think. Yeah. And because of my mental health and my physical health, I just really needed to reset. And I come back tomorrow. I'm feeling good. Yeah, I feel like I'm slowly getting back to normal. I don't know. We've both kind of had some strange like health issues, but they're resolving, so that's good.
Honestly, I think our house is haunted.
Don't say that.
I think so.
I don't think our house is haunted. We've lived here forever.
Well, I think there's an evil spirit.
It's you.
No.
Yeah, girl, you're the evil fucking spirit.
No, I'm not. Girl.
You are.
I got you sushi yesterday.
We went to get sushi together.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, there's no evil spirits in our house making us sick. I think you're insane for saying that. But yeah,
it came out of nowhere.
Well, it's because we're old. We're getting old, so that just comes with the territory.
Okay.
But yeah, so sorry for the weird scheduling and like not posting podcasts every single week. I mean, technically, I think it hasn't been very much over a week since the last one posted. I think maybe I posted the last one earlier in the week than I usually do, so it felt like a longer gap.
I don't know.
But I feel like the last one we filmed like wasn't that far away.
Well, next week and the week after next, I'm off 4 days, both weeks.
Yeah, so we'll definitely be doing the pod.
I'll be chilling.
Yeah.
I'll be chilling.
Well, for our birthdays, I booked us massages and facials.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing.
Because for the first time in forever, I had the extra money to do so. Yeah. And so I was like, might as well. YOLO, YOLO, YOLO. I'm one of those people who like...
Treat yourself.
Like, I'm one of those like low income people that will... if I have the excess money, I'm going to do something nice for myself because I normally, like, can't. So I'm going to, like, make it happen while I'm able.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, like,
right.
what... I use this all the time, and it's such a fucking lame example. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, if I died in a year, I would be so mad that I didn't, like, treat myself more.
And, not only that, it's like...
which, God forbid.
It's like wellness. You know what I mean? It's not like you're like, and no shame. This isn't shame to anybody. Like, you can spend your money however you want, but it's like you're not going to a bar and like hurting your body by like binge drinking. I mean, feeling like shit the next day.
Yeah, like
you probably had fun, but in the long run, it's like detrimental to your health. You know what I mean? Like, this is good for you. It's de-stressing.
Oh, well, for sure. And like something that I've kind of been looking more into is like the fascia of the body and like the kind of unseen like web of like fibers that runs between is it between your skin and your muscles? Yeah. Or is it what holds your muscles together? I feel like it's its own layer. But that like your fascia is like what you're trying to help whenever you do yoga, like your muscles too, but like it's like whenever you get massages or do a certain type of yoga, it's like really leaning into like helping your fascia. I saw like a TED talk about it where this woman was like talking about how if you have like a fascia tightness like over here, it like pulls all the fascia to where you have trouble with this arm as well. And she was just saying it's all like connected, and that if we don't like take care of our body's like fascia, that we can have like mobility issues. And I was like, that makes total sense, because anytime I've gone to yoga,
fascia. I just wanted to say it.
Fascia.
Fascist. Fashion.
Fascist. You're fascist.
I have a fascia fetish.
Okay, let's move on. I need to see what my topics are. Okay, this is random, but if you could rename yourself, what would your name be?
Narsil.
No, like if you don't cop out. I'm saying like if you were like there in the hospital when you were born and you could like rewrite your birth certificate, what would your name be?
You're gonna think I'm fucking crazy.
Jeremy.
Jeremy or Jeremy? Jeremy?
Jeremy. Jeremy.
You're gonna think I'm crazy, but I legit like this name and I don't know why. But I would probably rename myself Tony. Tony. Right?
Like with a Y or an I?
With a Y. Oh, with an I is better.
Tony Braxton.
Tony Collette.
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
Tony.
It's not
short for anything. It's just Tony.
Just not Anthony.
No.
Yo, that is weird. I'm glad you're not able to change that. That's worse than your real legal name.
What would you go by?
I think I would want my name to be like Charlie. Like I really love the name Charlie for a girl.
Yeah.
I like boy names for girls, like Sam.
Yeah.
I really like I don't know, but I also really love like fantasy names like Lucian.
Oh,
and like
Lucian. Okay. Mm-hmm. She's reading a fantasy book right now, and one of the characters' name is Lucian.
That's true. I wasn't really thinking about that, but like, you know,
maybe like Frederick.
Douglas.
Stop.
Wait, was Frederick?
Frederick.
Was Frederick Douglass an inventor? It's fucking Black History Month. Wait. I did not say that.
Frederick Douglass was a politician who was...
okay, worse.
What? He was a freed slave.
Oh, okay, slave.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying he was like a bad politician.
No. He became like a political figure after like the emancipation of slaves. Like he escaped slavery through the Underground Railroad.
Oh, slay. Okay,
With,
cool.
Harriet
Okay,
Tubman.
we all learned something new today. Y'all are like, no,
we all?
You're like, no, you learned something new today, Miss fucking 2 GPA.
I think you might be thinking of George Washington Carver. I don't know if he was an inventor, but he was like a scientist. Peanuts. He built the first computer out of a peanut.
A peanut. No, that makes sense. I just think I'm getting them mixed up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel stupid as shit.
No way.
Happy Black History Month, by the way. Love Black History Month. Love my birthday month. February is just dope.
Speaking of like, did you hear about Aramark?
I'm sorry, what?
Aramark. So they're like the largest like food provider for like public schools. They do everything from like they do private schools and they do universities, like colleges as well. So they provided a meal in honor of Black History Month, and I'm just gonna let you guess what it was.
Was it racist?
It was extremely it was like so distasteful. I was like, who made that decision and why are they working for this company?
I don't want to guess what it is because then that's going to make me look racist. But I know. I know. I can just only imagine what they fucking did. Bro, that's fucked up.
Right?
That is fucked up.
And apparently it's not the first time that it's happened.
I would have sued their ass.
It's not the first time that it's happened either. And they're like, I'm like...
That is so fucking stupid.
Are you kidding me?
Why not just fucking like take a poll of like what people want to eat?
Yeah. And
then like whatever the top voted foods are, like that's what you cater.
Yeah. Dude, It makes
Oh my
no
God.
sense.
Fucking stupid ass white people,
Yeah,
dude.
it was nuts. It was nuts.
Our people are so annoying.
I read the article that, like, there was an article about the company and, like, this horrible, like, decision that they made, and I was like, how can you be so tone deaf and think that that is, like, a good idea? You know, it was brutal.
Bro, okay, this is not the same thing really at all, but it was something similar that made me really mad, because I was like, huh? Whenever, like, Trump had the fucking, was it a football or basketball team come to the White House and he catered it with McDonald's?
It was the University of Alabama.
Do you think that was
team.
racially, like, backed, or do
No.
you think that he was just, like, being cheap?
I think he's tasteless and cheap.
Which, like, duh. I'm sure old Dump Trump, like, eats, like, shitty ass food.
Dude, it was
all
like
the time.
Big Macs. It was like 400 Big Macs.
Okay, also think about it. If you have McDonald's catered, that shit is gonna be cold
Right.
the second it arrives.
Right.
So he was feeding these, like, high profile athletes
Yeah.
a shit ton of cold ass McDonald's.
Speaking of catering, I once
my
went
God.
to Chick-fil-A and ate a nugget platter. by myself.
Homophobe. Just kidding.
I just really like nuggets.
No, dude. Wait, I thought we did that together.
Did we? I mean,
No, we legitimately have ordered a catering platter to eat between the two of us when we ate meat.
you know, it's actually, you know what? Fuck it. I am proud of that. That was a massive food eating achievement on
You
my
heard it here
part.
first, folks.
I am proud of that. I am proud of eating a catering platter.
I
am an American.
I love, like, one of the last times I went to Chick-fil-A before we stopped eating meat,
Mm.
I got, like, a box of, like, 10 chicken minis. The
Dude.
ones that come in the, like, Hawaiian
the
rolls
chicken minis
with butter sauce. Bro, that shit was busting out the frame.
It was.
That shit was good. And, like, you know what? Y'all can fucking come for us for having supported Chick-fil-A, and you can suck my dick. Because just like everything that people like to virtue signal about, you're supporting another company that believes in sexual assault or believes in child labor or slave labor or, you know, something horrible. So take your shit elsewhere.
Period.
Try to be the best person you can be, and, you know, don't force other people to feel bad about what they're doing.
Go off, queen.
Right?
Go off, queen.
Like, be a good person. It's not that hard.
Right. Another topic. This one's semi-serious, and I was thinking about it the other day because I went back and I was listening to bands that, like, I haven't listened to in a while, and, like, I know it's especially true for you, but I don't know if you feel the same way about, like, music that makes you feel a certain way that I do, because, like, one of my favorite albums of all time is called Sorrow and Extinction. It's by this band called Pallbearer, and while I love that album, I don't like listening to it anymore because it reminds me of, like, a time in my life that was, like, really bad. It was, like, a low point in my life, and while that album helped me, like, get through a really rough time, I don't like going back to it because I don't like reminiscing on those memories
Well, yeah.
of my life at that point.
I think a lot of people feel that way
Yeah.
about, like, there's a lot of albums that I listened to in a very distinct time in my life. And it was, like, maybe when I was, like, dating somebody that, like, ruined it for me, or if I had, like, a specific friend group, or if I was going through something, like a change in my life. Like, it's like that album is still, like, really sacred to me, but I have to be in, like, a super specific mood
Yeah.
to listen to it, which is, like, hardly ever.
Yeah, and it's crazy how much that can, like, we always talk about how, like, well, I say we, but, like, scientists always talk about how, like, sensory triggers can, like, elicit, like, an emotional response or a very distinct memory, and they say that smell is, like, the most, like, strongest linked to memory.
Yeah, which is true, I think.
But
Because
I don't know,
always
music, like, sound is very, like, especially in terms of, like, music is very, like, triggering for me in terms of, like, relating what I was listening to what was going on in my life at a specific time. But I think
Yeah.
that's true for everybody, maybe.
I definitely see with music, like, I agree with the music thing. For me, I feel like it's more like I'm more smell based. Like, whenever I smell something, I can instantly have a memory of, like, a soap I used in the 90s or something and be like, oh my God. But like, no, music does that too. And it's like, but typically a lot of us like got into music more intensely like in our teens and older, or like maybe middle school and older. So like, if you hear a certain band, it might make you think of like a weird like time when you were like an angsty fucking like emo kid who was like going through your first like breakup in like 8th grade or something. Man. Like for me, that's why I have like a weird feeling about Coheed and Cambria, because whenever I was in 8th grade, I was dating a guy who was a freshman, and that was his favorite band, and he would like always make me feel like my favorite bands were shitty and that I should listen to Coheed. And so like as him using that leverage or like making me feel like shit, I was like actively trying to hate Coheed.
Yeah. It's like automatically off put.
Yeah. And so now like, and I've like, I know that Coheed's a really good band and like I have listened to them. I know they're like hits, but like it always kind of triggers that for me, like, oh, that fucking dickhead that I dated.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, and then like whenever I hear like Alice in Chains, I think of like being in the backseat of my dad's truck and like him singing all the time, and it being like me feeling like cringed out that my dad was like singing.
Dad singing Man in the Box.
But it's like he was just doing what any of us do when we're driving, and I was just like, ew, Dad, stop singing.
Ew.
And then I like thought that it was like dad rock, so I was like,
yeah, it is though, kind of.
But like the older I get, the more I like realize that these bands are like really great in their own right, and like, you know, but it's like that specific memory that makes me think of that band and kind of like ruins it for me, but it doesn't really like ruin it.
Yeah.
Well, it ruined it back then,
it's
but
just
it doesn't now.
It's just the, you know, the connections that you make with that music at that time in your life, and you're like, ugh.
Yeah, for sure. So I did answer for a second. I thought that I didn't answer the name question, but I did. I said I would want like a boy
Charlie.
name. Yeah.
And I would be Tony or Frederick.
Tony and Charlie. Okay, let's see. So we first off, yesterday we went to the weed store.
Yeah.
Because I like I think you and I are kind of the same, but we both really love getting high, but like we don't do it like ever.
Yeah.
Like typically like once every few months, at least lately, the past couple years.
Yeah.
We have like totally forgotten that we have like a vape, that we have like smoking apparatuses, and like a little jar of weed that we've had for a while, which is like stale. We threw it out. But like when we do smoke and like watch a documentary or something, we're always like having the best time. And like for me, smoking makes me feel less anxious. Like I know a lot of people are the opposite. Everyone's like, I hate smoking, it makes me like have a panic attack. But I think
it's just totally valid.
It's valid, but I think that people have like one bad weed experience and then they like kick it forever.
Well,
whenever like nowadays there's like 1,000 different types of ways to have like a weed experience.
Yeah.
And like
you got to find the right one too.
Yeah, like for me, like I have such a low tolerance for weed. I can like take like 2 little puffs and be like very stoned. And so like I don't know, but like some people will like grip it and rip it, and then they have like a horrible, like I would have a horrible experience if I like took a normal few.
Dude, if I took one bong hit,
I would be decimated.
I would literally be like on the floor. I'd be like starfished out
like
on the floor.
Having the worst time. And like, so we've learned like what we can handle, which is typically for me like 2 little puffs, wait an hour, make sure you're okay, and then if it starts to mellow out, like hit one more. But anyway, so we discovered that there was a weed shop down the road from us, because we normally go to this like fancy one in Portland that's a chain, but like is kind of far away to the nearest location. And so I was like, let's just try the one that's local. And we went yesterday, and it was a fucking Monday, and that shit was popping. Like literally a line that was like 10 people deep.
I was like, holy fuck.
I was like, y'all, it is 2:00 on a Monday. Y'all are trying to get your fix? Like, what the fuck? And then Narc was like, we're trying to get our
I'm like, I mean, we're there.
And I'm like, yeah, but we aren't working right now. Like, why aren't y'all at work? But like, we like looked, because the thing is like, every single month they always put out like new products, new ways to ingest weed.
Yeah.
And I am never like up to date on like the new shit going on. And so I was like, okay, like we want to just get like a little bit of normal like flour, and then we want to maybe try some like edibles or something, which I'm normally very anti-edible because I've always overdone it and felt like I needed to call 911. But I've learned now that if you take little nibbles and wait, you know, you like, you know, feel it out. Anyways, they were like, yeah, like our edibles are over here. And so we got like, it was like this nice little packaged Rice Krispie treat that has like little perforated lines on it, so you know how much is like a dose. And then we also got gummies, these like tiny little strawberry gummies. And last night we both had a gummy, but I bit mine in half and Nars had a whole one. And he was so fucking stoned, and I was so stoned just from half. And so I was like, damn, you must be like really stoned.
I was having like a slight internal panic.
Yeah,
but
like
I was okay.
I think you like barely overdid it.
I was flying to this. I was flying close to the sun.
But it got to the point where like I realized we didn't have any snacks, like nothing fun to eat.
Yeah.
Except for like almonds and like tortillas or
something.
I was like,
eats almonds?
Us every day.
Yeah.
But I was like, let's just like drive to the store and like get some snacks. And I was like,
I was like, I'm not good to drive.
Neither of us were really like good to drive, so we waited like an hour, and then I was good to drive. So we went down the road, and then we just like bought a shit ton of snacks, which was really fun. And then we just like pigged out. But I will say that is the one thing that fucks me up with weed is that
appetite.
I can eat for like
Yeah.
hours and hours and not feel full, and then I end up feeling sick at the end of the night. Like last night when I got in bed, I felt like so full that it was like painful.
Oh no.
And so I just need to like eat slower, I guess. But whenever you're high, you don't really like think about that. Like the receptors to your brain are like cut off, which is why people like get the munchies or whatever. But yeah, the thing is though, is like I didn't even really eat anything that crazy. Like
no,
I think
I had like 2 biscuits.
Yeah, I had like a biscuit
And I had
with
a
some
cookie.
jam and butter. I had a cookie too.
And I got these almonds that you hated. You
Yeah,
said that
they're
they
like
were
dipped in like
disgusting.
lemon frosting and like tossed in like a lemon powder, and they tasted like throw up to me, and it like really threw off my vibe while I was
Did it
high.
harsh your mellow, dog?
It did. I was like, ew, what the fuck?
I thought that. I mean, I love anything lemon, so like I was like, I'm there.
I'm a honey roasted walnuts. I mean, walnuts, almonds kind of gal. But it was good. But yeah. So we had a really good day yesterday. We got up, we went and got coffee from Dutch, which I love. And then we went to the weed shop and did a little shoppy. And then we went to a revolving sushi bar in a nearby town that we really love.
It was delicious.
It was so good. And if you haven't ever experienced a revolving sushi bar, you should. It's very fun. It's fun to just sit there and gobble up every little plate that comes by. Not every plate, but as much as you can eat.
Yeah.
But the price does rack up, so be careful. I thought I had I put on here, this is so funny because I wrote this down when I was high last night, and I was like, this probably won't be funny tomorrow, but I'm still gonna write it down. I said, when I was high, I tried to say okra, but I said orca, and then thought about whales.
Fried orca.
Fried orca. But like that's not even funny or like interesting at all, but like my high brain was like, yeah, write that down.
Yeah, that's fucking gold, bro.
So dumb. And then I also had this thought, how like, and this is actually like really something that is interesting but that we don't ever talk about. You know how in New York every year for New Year's Eve and like the ball drops and then the whole city just like blasts with confetti.
Yeah.
So obviously that confetti is biodegradable, but like in my head I was like, is there just like confetti on the streets and like the buildings and the windows and everything like the whole year? Because there's just like no way that it all completely breaks down by the next New Year's.
Yeah, I mean, imagine they have like cleanup crews.
Probably, but like I imagine like they probably have street sweepers and like maybe they have people that sweep the sidewalks, but like part of me just feels like there would still be pieces of confetti
you can't
hanging
get it
out.
all.
Right. So I was like, dude, are there people like on people's like fire escapes, or they're just like pieces of confetti everywhere that like, so like you can never fully get rid of the confetti because by the next New Year's they just blast it again.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
and it's
I
just
wonder
a never-ending accumulation of confetti.
I wonder if New Yorkers are like, fuck this, or if they're just like, they don't give a rat's tits.
Confetti Avenue.
But I was like, that is very,
The confetti tower. They just take repurposed confetti and make a building out of it.
Yeah.
Slay.
Did you have any other topics to intertwine? I knew you didn't.
Few, but I don't know if you'll want to talk about them because I, in retrospect, I don't think it's applicable to the podcast.
Well, give me one of them. I'll say smash or pass.
Smash or pass. This is more me just being curious. But like, obviously, I know that you played like Animal Crossing. Why are you
moving that close to the mic? It's uncomfortable.
Obviously, I know that you liked like Animal Crossing and that you liked Stardew Valley. But besides those two games, like, what was the last game that you like thoroughly like enjoyed and played like regularly?
Unpacking.
Okay. Yeah. I can see that.
I liked Unpacking so much that I've played through it twice. I mean, it's a very short game. It only lasts like 2 hours, but like it's the fact that I went back and replayed it.
Yeah. Like
showed me that I really liked it a lot.
Yeah. I guess Apex too, but it's been a while.
Oh yeah, Apex, which I'm like kind of getting in the mood to revisit Apex again, but like that was like the game that I sunk the most hours into in a short amount of time. Because it was like the first shooter that I was ever like mildly good at, and so I felt like powerful. But then I like it makes my like it like ruins my mental health, and then I have to take a break.
Dude, I'll never forget that whenever we were playing Fortnite, we were doing a duos match and we won and you clutched it because I got downed and then
clutch it.
You got the victory royale.
That felt good.
Yeah,
that felt good.
Just wiped out Tomato Town.
And it feels good to get a win in Apex too.
Yeah,
it just feels.
We've gotten a few wins on your stream and it was a ton of fun.
Yeah, I've been a part of a 3-man that has won a lot.
Yeah,
like we've won a good bit.
Yeah,
but I always get carried. But the thing is back in the day I was playing as Lifeline a lot, and I was just really good at helping people stay alive, so it made me feel like I was like a really important integral part of the team. You are. Heals. Thank you. But now, I mean, the last few times I've played, I play with Seer.
Dude, I don't even know what's going on with the game.
Me either. I don't even know what the new season is like. I think I might log on later just to see.
Is there a new hero? Is there a new legend?
I don't think so. Maybe this is the one where they skipped, because I feel like we would have seen.
Yeah.
Because, like, the last time we had a new season where there was a new...
Well, also, I think the season is still going. It's, like, the longest season.
Oh, wow. That they've ever maybe had. It's, like, good timing that we're wanting to revisit, like, while there's a new...
Because it's, like, over 100 days, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And it's, like, the first time that it's ever been that long since, like, season... Like, one of the early seasons.
Yeah. Because I know that they've, like, skipped before. Like, well, they don't skip seasons, but they skip seasons where they release a new legend.
Oh, yeah. I mentioned that.
Because there's been more seasons, like, way more seasons than there's been legends released, right?
I don't think so.
Or maybe by, like, a few.
I don't think so. I mean, I don't understand. Like, to me, unless you're releasing, like, free skins that you can buy with legend tokens, I don't see the game being profitable for them if they're not adding new content all the time.
That's fair.
Okay,
our pod track, we had it plugged in with the Type-C and then it just shut off, so I don't know where the footage is gonna go quiet because it's only recording on the camera, but hopefully it was not more than like 10 minutes.
No, I don't think it was that long. I think if anything it was like maybe a few minutes to a few seconds because you caught it pretty quickly.
Yeah, I saw that it like wasn't glowing anymore. But yeah, it wouldn't be a Goblin mode episode if there wasn't a technical difficulty issue. Yes. I don't remember what we were talking about. Games like the last game that you played. That we're just we're gonna get back into Apex soon. But it was Yeah, I love
Dude,
Apex.
we played it
but-
hard for like 3 months. Like,
Yeah,
there were like 2 seasons where we just played nonstop.
Well, but yeah, and then what happens when that happens though is my mental health like plummets because it like pisses me off so bad. And the only time any of us like get mad at each other is when we're gaming and we're like yelling at each other or like.
I think that's why I like Destiny so much, is because it's a shooter, like it's a first person shooter, and they do have PvP, but the bulk of the game is like you with 2 other people playing through content that is like, it's PvE, so you're not playing against other players, you're playing against like single story mode, so you're a lot less likely to get angry because you're dying at the hands of a computer rather than another player.
Yeah.
Also, like, battle royales are just tough.
They are, because there's so many. Well, the matchmaking is fucking bullshit most of the time, and yeah, you're playing with people who are cheating and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
You know, aim assist.
Well, not only that, too, it's just like you'll be in a fight and you're like, hell yeah, like we clean that squad. And like as you're healing and looting, you just get rolled by another team.
Yep.
And it's like,
sad.
It's not fair.
It's not fair.
It's not fair. No way. But yeah, that's cool.
So going back to food, one of my topics is our death row meals.
Yes.
So that's like, I know that can be seen as insensitive because everyone's like, people shouldn't be on death row. But I'm saying, like, picture us if we were like the worst like murderers in the entire world.
You don't even have to do that. Just picture you know that you're about to die.
Yeah, you know that you're about to die. You're not in jail.
Let's just call it your last meal.
Yeah, your last meal. So in my head, I'm like picturing like I want like a little plate of a bunch of different things that I love in front of me. Mm-hmm. Like before, a long time ago, because this used to be my favorite question for like new people that I meet, or like if I was on a date or something, I'd be like, "What's your like final meal?" And like picture it's like a lunch tray from school, and like what is in every section. But now that I'm older and I like have adult money to like buy my own food and stuff, I would just like have a little bit of everything on a giant table in front of me and just go ham. So with that being said, what is your final meal?
Bro, that's such a tough question. I would probably I gotta think about how to portion this out. Well, I mean, if I'm gonna die, you can literally, I can be like as gluttonous as I want.
Yeah, just say like your favorite thing from like every restaurant that you would want. Like obviously, I think we should keep it to like maybe like 7 or 8 things, and not like every single restaurant you love, because obviously if you were dying, you like wouldn't have time to go and pick up that many things.
I do a 3-finger combo from Raising Cane's. Add slaw, add a sauce.
Okay.
I would do a dipped cone from Dairy Queen for my dessert. I'd do
a dipped cone.
Yeah, a dipped cone. Yeah, that just hits, dude. That just hits. Or maybe a strawberry milkshake. Yeah, probably a strawberry milkshake. I don't know, man. I don't know what it is, but I've become like a strawberry fiend. We
used to not be like strawberry people, and now we eat strawberry everything.
If it's strawberry, I will eat it.
I still don't like strawberry jam. Like I'm always gonna.
You are wrong. You are lost.
I'm always gonna pick grape.
No, strawberry.
Which is weird because I feel like grape jelly or grape jam doesn't really taste like grapes.
Yeah.
Do you notice that? It tastes like the way that like grape soda would taste.
Sugar.
Yeah, but like, dude, I know now.
No, it does not taste anything like grape soda. I'm sorry. No.
No, I'm saying like the taste of like. I'm sorry, but if
I had to do a double take. You said that, and I was like,
no. No, if you had like a bowl of grapes and you mashed them up and you took a spoonful of that, it would not taste like jam. Like it would not taste remotely like grape jam.
No shit. Do you think that, I mean, yes, that
and look how purple it is.
In its essence, yes, that is.
It looks so purple.
Yeah, it's dyed.
And grapes are like light green.
It's true.
I'm just saying, it's fucking fake, bruh.
It's fake,
I don't want strawberry jam. I only like grape jam.
Do you like apple?
Sort of.
Apple jam? Okay, so let me get back to my things. I would do.
Okay, so 3-finger strawberry shake.
3-finger strawberry shake. Arbys curly fries, because why not?
Slay. Best fries in the game.
Yeah, dude.
But nobody wants to go to Arbys. That's the thing.
Yeah, I mean, dude, like
you're not gonna
Arbys
catch
is
me
like
going to a fucking Arbys.
every Arbys that I've been to is just sad. It's like a sad place.
It's fucking like dilapidated.
Like you walk in and you're like, oh.
I'm sorry,
I
but
need to get out of here.
the one in our hometown, every person that worked there was like, hills have eyes. And I would be like, they would literally like grunt. Like they wouldn't even like respond when I would be like, can I get this? I'd be like,
They're speaking Arbish.
I would be like scared, but I would do it for the curly fries. And back then I ate meat, so I got a beef and cheese.
Can I get an extra cup
beef
of cheese?
And cheddar. I would be fucking scared of them. I was like, ugh. You fucking like weird ass like hills have eyes motherfucker. Which like if that's how you look and that's your life, like no shade. At least you're like getting your dollar bills.
My dollar bills have eyes.
To go like, put a wreath up in your fucking bunker that you live in. Because you're in the hills have eyes.
God. God. Let me think.
It's getting dark in here now.
I know.
We have it's moody in here.
Man, I don't know if I would do
Sushi? Would you get a sushi roll? A subob?
Maybe a Michigan roll.
That's a classic.
Maybe a Michigan roll.
That's a really tasty
I do half
roll
of
we
a
get.
Michigan roll.
Okay. Also, anybody who's watching this episode, if you want to put your final meal in the comments, please do.
I would do half of a Monterey Melt from Whataburger.
I was gonna say Whataburger's in my
I would do half
arsenal.
of a Monterey Melt from Whataburger. I'd do a kid's meal from Cane's because I gotta,
No, just
I don't want to because I would end up feeling so sick.
Who cares? You're about to die.
True.
And then as soon as you die, you're gonna shit yourself.
It's true.
Is that actually true? I feel like that's something that like isn't true.
I think it's not a myth, but like it doesn't happen to everybody.
Yeah, like because I was gonna say like I would imagine if you're getting like the electric chair, you might shit and piss yourself. But like if you just regular die, like I don't think people just automatically like shit themselves. I think maybe if it's like you have like really loose stool and like your muscles like contract or whatever or relax, it could fall out.
I think that's what it is, right? It's like your body's
rigor mortis.
Rigor mortis.
Rigor mortis.
Rick and Morty.
Stop. Canceled.
But like,
oh, speaking of that, real quick side note, I just want to say I think it's so fucking funny. Like my biggest pet peeve, going back to people like virtue signaling and being annoying as shit with things on the internet, like things will get canceled, like shows, people, whatever, movies. And as soon as something gets canceled, people are like, yeah, I never liked that. I fucking hated that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, you didn't. Shut the fuck up. You're just fucking virtue signaling.
Like, Rick and Morty, like, saved Adult Swim, pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, and a lot of people, like, really enjoyed it.
Show of all time.
But the shitty fucking thing is that, like, a lot of people that do things in that industry are bad people, and it's just a matter of when it comes out to the public.
Yeah. Well, and I had read, I don't think his presence will be missed, because he's not doing the show anymore. Like, he's off the show. He's out.
Goodbye.
But for like the past 3 years, like he hasn't done any of the writing. Like he just came in and would do the voice work. So like,
yeah, and there's like so many people that can do that stupid ass voice anyways. Yeah. So like,
and like there were reports of him like driving like an RC car with like a microphone like into the writer's room so he could like hear what they're like writing about. Like, and I'm like, that is fucking weird behavior. What?
Is weird. And also, wouldn't they hear it? It's like,
yeah, they hear it. Like, there's like testimony of people being in the writer's room being like, he would wheel in this fucking RC car with a microphone attached to it. So like,
that's what I should have done when my parents were fighting when I was a kid. Drive it in there and listen to their conversations.
Yeah, no, it wasn't like he was eavesdropping. It's like he was too bothered to go in there himself, so he just drove a fucking RC car in there to like listen to what they were writing about and like take notes and stuff like that. Like it was so weird. It was so bizarre.
What a weirdo.
But it's like, yeah, if he was doing that and he was like really hands off, especially with the writing, I don't think the show will be that much different. It'll just have a different voice actor.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, sorry. Go back to your last meal.
Curly
fries.
Curly fries.
Half of a Michigan roll.
Half of a Michigan roll. Half of a Monterey Melt from Whataburger.
Wait, you get 3 more items.
Dude, the fried pickles from Mike's.
They're pretty good. They're like really skinny pickle spears that are like the perfect amount of breading.
They're busting.
Yeah, they're like
busting.
They're so good.
And then to top it all off, I would do a whole deviled egg. So 2 pieces of a deviled egg.
That is the strangest flex.
Dude.
But, you know.
They're delicious.
Oh, don't get me fucking twisted. I love a deviled egg. But I don't know if they're going to make the cut for my final meal.
What?
Okay, my final meal is a country fried steak smothered in white gravy. A side of mashed potatoes with white gravy.
Classic cheeky.
Collard greens with ham hocks.
That's strange to me.
I ate collard greens almost every week when I worked at the restaurant in Louisiana.
That makes sense.
Some form of mac and cheese. I want like a southern dish. Like that to me is like the epitome of like a southern dish. Either that or like
You're a
brisket.
true southern
but
belle.
I like if I'm gonna eat meat again, like in my last day, it's gonna be a crunchy, crispy ass fucking country fried steak. And then on the
Steak
side,
fingers.
I would want a 3-finger from Cane's, extra sauce.
Okay.
I would want a original Chick-fil-A sandwich.
Okay.
With extra pickles and mayo.
All right.
I would
Chick-fil-A mayo.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't get it twisted.
And then I would want a sushi roll, just whatever I was feeling. Whatever I was feeling at the time. And then I would want the Coconut Bliss strawberry shake from Burgerville.
Yes.
And then I would want probably like a piece of cake of some sort. Like
Okay.
I'm not extremely picky. I think my favorite like at home cake is like yellow cake with chocolate frosting, or like just strawberry cake. Like strawberry cake's dank. And then I could be down for some Arbys curly fries too.
With some Arbys sauce.
With Arbys sauce, a little cup of cheese on the side. And then like a carnitas taco. So good with some house dressing or something.
The green chili pork.
Yeah, from Torchy's. That was my shit.
Yeah, green chili pork.
And yeah, that's probably it. I mean, I couldn't eat a whole lot. And honestly, if I was about to die, my anxiety probably wouldn't even let me like have an appetite. But if we could pretend that I would have an appetite, perfect. Which, dude, I saw this guy talking about he was a mortician, and he said that every time they like have somebody in to like drain them and embalm them, he said they have to check to have their pacemaker taken out, because he said that it explodes in the what is it called? The cremator box, the incinerator.
Yeah.
But he said that they take the pacemakers out and then they repurpose them to use in dogs. Like vets use them.
Oh,
and I thought that was really cute. Yeah.
That is really cute.
And then also, I learned this the other day, and you may or may not be disturbed by this, or maybe it's helpful information. I thought it was helpful. But whenever your pet passes away, if you don't specify, they cremate your pet with other pets. It's
Yes.
called a communal cremation. And then you get like a scoop of those ashes, and it's just like a bunch of pets' ashes in one thing.
Yeah, it's like
And then you can pay extra. I think it's like $200 or $300 extra for like a solo cremation where it's like just their ashes. But I did see someone like, and I heard that from a vet and like a dog and cat cremator, so like it's like a valid source. But like, I saw people in the comments being like, this is so fucked up, like I didn't know that, and blah blah blah. And I was like, I'm sure that they told you, like they would have had to legally tell you.
Yeah, it's like,
and
I
then
don't
also
think that it's like, you know, it's probably like in documents that you sign.
Yeah, and
whenever you
people aren't
release,
paying attention because
their
they're like
remains to them.
they're like traumatized because their pet passed away.
Yeah, but it's like.
But I was gonna say there was people in the comments that were like, that makes me happy because my pet was like left Earth with like other pets, and like maybe they are like with those other dogs and cats like in the afterlife. And I was like, oh, that's so sweet to think about.
Yeah.
Because I have like a huge fear of Ched dying, obviously, and so like that kind of brings me like just like a little sprinkle of peace.
A little bit of peace.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I like can't stop fucking thinking about the other night. I was telling Nars like before bed, I was like, damn, my feet like look like shit. Like I need a pedicure so bad. And he goes, not me. And he like fucking whips the blanket out and he's like, my feet are so soft.
They're supple.
And supple. They're so soft. They're so Grecian.
Yeah, I have Grecian feet, dude.
I have very Grecian feet. And I was just like, you motherfucker.
I do.
But it is not a lie, y'all. I fucking like if you touch Nars's feet, they're like ungodly soft. Like I don't even know how or why, because he wears like socks and shoes like I do every day, and he works like walking around all day. So I'm like, how are your feet this much nicer than mine?
I honestly think it's because like during the summertime you wear like slides and sandals and I never do.
Yeah,
remember whenever
like,
you tried to get me to wear Tevas and I was like, absolutely not, never in a million years. And
successful.
it wasn't a fashion choice. It wasn't that I hate the look of them. I just do not like wearing open-toed shoes. It is not my jam.
That is so fucking weird to me, because for me, I feel like I have to air my feet out or they're like, there's like bacteria on my feet or something.
The proof is in the pudding. Behold my Grecian feet. I'm gonna post to Feet Finder.
I mean, honestly, you of all people could, because they're like so soft. It literally feels like silk. I was like, are you like secretly like rubbing your feet with like Vaseline every day?
I am not. I promise.
But it makes me so mad because my feet are like, I feel like I'm always wearing like socks and shoes, and like I will like lotion my feet here and there, and they just still look so like gross. And so
it's a process.
It's very disturbing and upsetting, and I am jealous, and I don't know how you got those cards dealt to you. It's really unfair.
I just never wear closed-toed shoes ever. Ever.
And then the other day, we were talking about, I think it was the same night. We were like about to go to bed, and then we were talking about World War II, and we were talking about
good talks.
Well, yeah, and it was great, but we like stayed up till like 7 a.m. talking about it. But like we were talking about, the reason we got onto the topic was because there's all this like new, like all these new headlines talking about how like Russia might be like closer than ever to like nuking the United States and nuking the Ukraine, which people were like, why the fuck would they nuke the Ukraine when they're like trying to steal the Ukraine?
Right.
They wouldn't like desecrate the land like that badly that they're trying to steal.
Right.
But like I was like, like I wonder if the day comes that Putin actually sends a nuke over here, because he's been saying he's going to do it for so long. It's like not new news. But I was like, I wonder, in my peanut brain, I think of it as like in a cartoony way, that like if they blasted one over here, that we would like send like, you know, we would send rockets at it or something to make it like stop or blow up in the sky. And then I was like in my head, if they sent a nuke, it would just be like flying through the sky and coming over. And Nars was like, no, it like blasted into the what is it?
Yeah, the atmosphere.
Like, the atmosphere.
And then it leaves the atmosphere.
Yeah, like, leaves the atmosphere and then travels over to like where they want it to land. Because it's like built with computers and stuff. It's like high tech. And in my head, it was just like, blast it. And they're just like, aim it over towards America and like pull the
It's handle. Like a dude holding a Roman candle.
Yeah.
Fire.
Right. That's like how my brain pictures it, but it's actually like really high tech. And so, but like, I just thought it was funny because we got into this deep kind of like, which is funny because we weren't even high. This would be like such a fun thing to talk about when you're high, maybe. Yeah. But like, Nars was like, no, it like leaves the atmosphere, comes over to where they want to drop it, and then they fucking drop it. And I was like, so like what would the United States do if if they were like, all right, launch that shit? Because obviously we would launch one back because like
my initial guess would be like disarming the
original
missile while it's like en route. I don't know how
but that's
hard
the
that
thing
would be.
though,
I
is
don't know
like,
anything about like modern military.
well, me either. I imagine it's like very high-tech stuff because
Yeah.
like, you know, look at how inflated the fucking budget
But
is from
my
taxpayer dollars.
guess is that defense companies have researched extensively what to do in a doomsday situation like that. And obviously we don't want, you know, the biggest deterrent is mutual destruction.
Yeah.
Another country being like, all right, well, you're fucked. And they fire a missile back, which is like the worst thing you could possibly do.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like that's like the last resort. Like, oh, the world's ending anyway, so fuck it. But
right, I feel like they would not do that right away.
I feel like, yeah, countermeasures have been at least researched, but I don't know I don't even know if they would want that getting out. But that would be
well, I think like the reason that I even brought it up was because I was like, how scared should we actually be if they send a nuke to the United States? Because I was like, part of me thinks that it would be like mass hysteria because they would have to like legally sound the alarms and like the like sounds on our phones and shit. But like part of me would also be like, okay, surely you motherfuckers have a plan to like snatch it out of the sky or blast it to where it'll like blow up in the sky instead of on the ground. But then I was like, okay,
I think that's why they travel
up in
using
the sky.
Earth's orbit in case anything malfunctions or does happen. It doesn't blow up like
on them,
on their own soil.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, so then we kind of got into the topic of like how nuclear weapons like of mass destruction, like they typically give off a lot of radiation.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, if it were to be like shot out of the sky by the United States and it was over the United States, like would that radiation like still like pour down across the country? And like would it be enough to like harm people, or would it kind of like dissipate like all around the globe, which feels like even worse somehow.
Which is kind of crazy, right? Because like obviously the Earth has like protection from like UV radiation.
Yeah.
The sun's light, we have the ozone layer, which like helps diffuse a lot of that radiation coming on. We still get it, obviously. That's what causes sunburns and stuff like that. But like, I don't know how that would work with like radiation from like a highly radioactive like material like plutonium or uranium.
Yeah.
That they use in bombs.
'Cause like I don't know. And this was such like a strange thought to have, but like I feel like we don't really think about it that often, or like how it would go, or like what it could potentially be like. And I don't know. I obviously don't have like a bunker or anything to like escape to, unfortunately. So like I would hope that it wouldn't be like enough radiation to like kill us or like make us die slowly or what, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
But like we were talking about how like I knew that we had bombed Japan in World War II. Yeah. But like I did not know that we did it twice.
Yes.
Like and that we literally I'm like laughing because it's so insane. I'm not laughing to be insensitive, but like it is absolutely batshit crazy to me that we like killed hundreds of thousands of people in Japan.
Yeah, I think we killed like 170,000 people in Hiroshima.
That's insane.
And then like Nagasaki was like almost 100,000 people.
But like, okay, what doesn't make any sense to me, and obviously I don't think there was any like reason to bomb a country like that, but like it didn't make any sense to me that they like didn't surrender if they knew we had already done it.
Yeah, I think what it was is they were like, that's the only one you have, and our president at the time was like,
I have another.
I got another one.
And they were like, yeah, fucking right.
And then they bombed him and they were like, okay, we surrender.
But like the fact that your government, like, okay, I'm trying to put myself in like the Japanese citizens' shoes when that happened. If my government literally was like, no, you fucking don't, like, fuck you, like, you're not gonna bomb us again, bitch. And then they literally bombed you and killed the whole fucking
imagine
town.
Being like the pilot who dropped that bomb, though.
Are they alive, do you think?
No, they're probably dead.
Yeah, like the guilt, bro. Like,
Bro.
what? No,
Terrible.
they had to have picked the most like cold-hearted
Terrible.
motherfucker to do that shit.
That or like a, you know, like
Someone who had, like-
you can't really do it like a firing squad. It's like, you know, firing squad, everybody's got blanks except for one person, so like nobody can take fault for like killing who they're ordered to execute because nobody knows who has the live round. I don't think they could do that with a plane.
No.
Yeah.
But that's so interesting though, because I feel like I just genuinely feel like they probably picked like the most like cold-hearted person that they had to be like, that was like on the fleet that could go and do it.
Right.
Because they're probably like, who wants to do it? And someone was like, me. Like, I hate people. That's why I'm in the
Or it could
military.
have just been they picked somebody and maybe nobody wanted to do it, and it was like, well, you have to do it.
That is just like literally insane.
You
like,
know.
and
I
just
wouldn't
like,
want to do it. Are you kidding me?
If I was like a Japanese person who had like relatives or ancestors, well, just relative. When is someone your ancestor? Over 100 years? Over 1,000 years?
No. My guess of
Is like anybody older than you that's in your family that's passed away your ancestor?
Yeah, I always assume like if I didn't know them, like if I never met them,
They
they're
were
like
your
my
ancestor.
So like my great grandparents, I consider my ancestors.
Interesting. Will you look up what the definition of that is?
I don't have my phone; it's charging.
That's all right. Here, you can use mine. Because I was gonna say I would love to like know the technical, but anyways, I just feel like if I was a Japanese person and like one of my relatives or ancestors, whatever the fucking term is, like was killed in the nuclear bombing by the United States, I feel like I would equally be upset towards the US, but not even equally. I feel like I would be like 40% pissed at the US and 60% pissed at my fucking government that got me killed.
I mean, both parties were like in the
wrong. No, but that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying though. But the Japanese government literally was like, bet, bitch, you don't have fucking shit else.
Right.
And like you literally were playing with fire and you got 100,000 people killed.
At the same time, though, like
That's insane.
the U.S. could have just not dropped a nuclear bomb
For sure.
on an entire fucking city.
No, it's absolutely disgusting and
Yeah.
insane, but I'm just saying like the fact that they were willing to like risk the lives of
Yeah.
their citizens by like playing chicken or whatever, like I would never fucking forgive the government for that. Okay, what is ancestor?
According to the Oxford Dictionary, an ancestor is a person typically one more remote than a grandparent, so a great-grandparent.
So great-grandparent and more.
From whom one is descended.
Okay, so you were kind of right. Someone, because a lot of us met our great-grandparents at least for like a short period of time.
But they would still be your ancestor. It's just, that's usually
So your great-grandparent and up is your ancestor.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Because, like, a lot of the time whenever I use the word ancestor, I'm, like, thinking of, like, old, like, lived in a fucking hut or a cabin, like,
in a cave.
in like,
caveman.
Yeah. Well, a caveman would be your ancestor.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm thinking of someone who, like, lived very primitively. And it's, like, that's not it at all. Like, it was, like, people who, like, lived in, like, fancy townhouses in London.
Found my ancestor, Ugg. He lived around...
Lee. His last name's Lee.
18,000... Lee?
Ugly. Oh, which, speaking of, we got our fucking ancestry DNA results back.
Yeah. I'm, like, all wasp. There's, like...
Bzz.
Yeah, I'm a sting you.
Mine was exactly what I thought it was gonna be. Very German.
Yeah.
Very like Germanic Europe, like any of those countries.
Yeah.
Swedish.
I had
Polish.
I had a little bit of Swedish, like a little bit of Scandinavian, but for the most part, I was like Northwestern Europe and English and Scottish and Welsh. Like those were the big three. Jeez Louise. It was like Wales, Scotland, and Northwest Europe or England.
Yeah, and then I was like the tiniest percentage of Native American because my great grandma was like 48%. Like, so by the time it trickled down to me, it's like nada. But that's just, it's funny to me, like how everyone's like, I'm fucking Native American. I'm fucking Native American. And it's like, dude, like, most of you are not. You're either not or you're like the tiniest little 1% like me. So you might want to do a DNA test before you go telling everybody that you're indigenous. Indigenous. Because most of us are white as fuck.
It's true. I'm clear. I'm so white.
Yeah, bro. You're like
I'm
a shining star.
translucent.
You're translucent, bruh. But yeah, it was nice to get those, like, results back just to, like, I guess clarify. But at the same time, I do feel like the, like, DNA kits are just, like, they're not enough, like, information. Like, it just tells you, like, kind of what you already know, but, like, with percentages from breaking down your DNA. But, like, it doesn't, like, I want to see pictures of, like, my family members that, like, migrated from Europe to the United States. Like, I want to see, like, really cool.
I don't know how they do that.
I don't think they can unless you, like, go and trace your family lineage yourself.
I think that's what it is. It's like,
but I don't have the patience to do that. But, like, that's kind of, like, what I wish that it was, like, them showing you, like, pictures and, like, exact cities of, like, where your family lived and like where they migrated from. And, like, what would be even cooler and what I actually give a shit about is, like, my, like, super far off ancestors, like, if they were like, I want to know, like, what, like what their villages looked like and, like, what they, like, how they cooked dinner. Like, I want to know, like what you would see on, like, history documentaries of, like, early man. Like, I want to know, like, what my, like, great grandparents,
great aunt,
like, did and, like, what their lives were like. But there's just no way. Like, I feel like it gets so muddled that even, like, scientists can't, like, trace your shit back that far. Like, to where it would be, like, that detailed. They'd be like, we think that they're from this area. Like, they could be like, they're from this, like, region, but we're not sure, like, what part of the village they were with or whatever. So I feel like it would be so hard.
One viral video, and it's like this genealogist is talking to Bill Hader, and he's like, you're a descendant of Charlemagne.
Oh, yeah. Charlemagne was, like, his, like, 5th great-grandpa or something.
Like, no, it's probably, like, 8th or 9th.
Yeah,
right?
But it was whatever the amount of time, but he was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it was like, holy
That's
shit.
crazy. I'm like, dude, I would be like, where's my money? Like, give me some fucking money. I'd be like, I know that I'm getting, like, a royal scepter or something that's worth, like, billions of dollars.
Where's my crown?
Like, give me some shit, you know?
I don't even need a crown. I just need, like a circlet.
Well, the thing is for that, like, if everyone in your family had died since Charlemagne, like, wouldn't you inherit something crazy?
I mean, not if, like, that his, like, monarchy, like, fell, which I think it did.
That's true, but, like, I wonder if they have any, like, artifact. I mean, I guess all the artifacts and stuff would be, like, in a museum.
Yeah.
But that's, like, wild to me, too, is, like, the idea of if you do come from, like, a royal lineage or something, them being like, yeah, well, like, we're gonna put all of the artifacts in a museum, and it's like, well, those, like, legally, like, belong to me because I'm, like, the only living family member or whatever. They would be like, go fuck yourself, like, we own it now, sorry.
Yeah, it's like, what is it, the Habsburg family? Are they still around? They might be.
I don't know what you're talking about.
They're like a super royal family in, like, the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Then I think they're, like, the oldest, like, longest surviving, like, royal family, like, in history. I think they still have, like, Habsburgs today. What
the fuck is a Habsburg?
It's a family.
You said they still have Habsburgs.
Yeah, they're like surviving members of the Habsburgs today. Like, they haven't died out. They're like, I don't know. There's, like, a running joke of, like, in 30 Rock, like, one of the Habsburg family members is like makes an appearance in the show, and it's Paul Rubens, the guy who plays Pee-wee, and he's, like, severely, like, deformed because of, like, the inbreeding to, like, keep their bloodline pure.
Disgusting.
And I think that's just making a play on the joke that, like, yes, they are still around, but, like, they have, like, you know, birth deformities due to all the inbreeding.
Are they from Appalachia?
Yes. They are.
Oh, shit. Okay, my last topic that I want to talk about before we need to do media of the week, because I think we're past the hour mark, which I don't know. How do we tell?
Yeah, we are, because I had looked before it died, and we were like at the 30-minute mark, and we're at 35.
Okay,
with
cool.
The new recording,
That's decent timing. I was going to say, this is just like strange high thought, I guess. If you own a piece of land on the coast, anywhere, and, you know, global warming takes effect, or there's just like a different, like a shift in the way that the tides are, and your land goes underwater, like fully, permanently, do you get like paid out by the state for your land, or do you just lose that money? Like, you lose the money, you lose the property, it's done. Or like, if you have insurance on that land, will they like pay you out for the land when it's like no longer inhabitable?
Yeah, it's like are they going to pay you out because it's no longer there?
Right, that's what I'm saying. Is like and the reason that I thought about it was because I watched this documentary on hurricanes a few nights ago, and it was just saying how like all these like places that are very like rural off the coast of like Indonesia, like weird places, their land like went completely underwater, and they had to like migrate somewhere else.
You're talking about is it Sumerland? Isn't that what it was called? We watched, that was the Ancient Apocalypse thing that we watched.
Well, I'd watched both, so I think I'm like getting my facts mixed up. But it was just basically saying that like all these people had to like just leave and go live somewhere else because their land was just like no longer inhabitable. And then I was thinking about it, I was like, well, you know, there's places in the United States that have like gone underwater, like obviously like New Orleans is like sinking all the time, and like there's people who have had to like I imagine like sell, or like I don't know, it just is weird because it's like, what the fuck do you do?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you can move somewhere else, but like, what does that mean for this like land that you...
Right.
Because you can't like sell it to anybody unless the land was like all the way underwater except for like a little piece. Like maybe you could sell it as like marina land. Like,
I'm selling water.
You could like use it as like a rentable like marina.
A plot of water.
That's what I would do, I guess, because at least with a marina you can make money like renting spaces. But like, what if it recedes back down again?
Right.
I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs of that, but it just made me think like I would be so fucking mad if I like spent my whole life paying off a piece of land that just like got eaten by the sea.
Yeah. It's crazy to think about too, like how in that series we're watching, how like all of like Southeast Asia, that's like these island countries, were all like one huge mass of land. Yeah. And now it's just all underwater, and all that's left are these island nations. I was like, that is crazy to me.
Yeah, which is why they keep uncovering all this like crazy shit that was like hiding. What is that show called? Ancient Apocalypse. Yeah, y'all should check that out on Netflix. It's just this guy. He's been on the Joe Rogan podcast before, which is like why I had seen him. Which I don't watch the fucking Joe Rogan show. I just watch like clips sometimes. But like, yeah, I think that like the guy was familiar to me, and then I saw him on the show, and he's like a research. Chet is like lapping his water so loud. But he is like a researcher and archaeologist, I guess is what he would consider himself. Yeah. And he has gone around to all these different countries and helped like uncover all these like ancient civilizations, and it's just super fucking cool to watch. So watch it if you have not yet.
Well, and it's like he's basically, his big hypothesis is like he thinks that there was like a civilization or civilizations that were far more advanced than we thought that they were way back in the day.
Yeah, they had like way better like systems and technologies than we like know about. And it's like, I know everyone's kind of familiar with like ancient aliens and shit, and like, you know, it's all just like really cool though, because he's like proved a lot of things that people thought were fake.
Well, it's like what the big one is like, or the most popular one is like Stonehenge. Mm-hmm. And they discovered that the rocks that form Stonehenge are like...
They're from like a different area.
They're from an island. So they had to transport these massive slabs of rock from an island. They had to cross. I don't think it was like an isolated island in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah, it was like,
but they had
it
to
was-
like ferry these massive rocks.
Which
across,
wouldn't make any sense because
you
any
know.
of the boats at that time would have like sank with that
Yeah.
with that much weight on it.
So
Which
it's
is
like-
why they think that aliens did it.
Yeah,
Because,
or like they had a very like extensive like pulley system or like ferry system.
I don't know. I
to
feel like
keep
people
these
have
rocks afloat.
debunked it.
But like,
But yeah, and it's the
crazy.
same with the episode that we watched with the what are they called? The Poonjin or what? I said the name like 30 times last night when we were watching the show. The name of the place from the episode we're watching.
I
Like,
want to say it was like Tarragunga or something like that.
okay, we're just making shit up now.
I'll
But
look it up. I will look
I thought
up.
it was like, I don't know the name. I don't remember it. But like, yeah. So there was like a shit ton of this like lava rock that was like scattered all around this property, and like
Gunung Padang.
Gunung Padang, yeah, Gunung Padang, and all the rock that's there on this property was, they said it was like miles and miles and miles away, and each piece weighs like tons and tons. So they were like, he's like, I don't know how they like brought it over here, and that's always the phenomenon with these different places, is that like the stuff that is in this place, they're like, it's from a way far away location and it was too heavy to move by humans.
And it was carved.
Yeah.
Like
So
it
it's
was
just like,
shaped and carved with tools.
and they're like, yeah, and the tools that they use to cut it are like far more advanced than any of the tools we have now.
Yeah.
And so
Well,
it's,
no, not that we have now, but like for that time. So like they're,
Oh.
you know, is everything okay?
Chad loves to interrupt our show. But anyways, I think we need to wrap it up anyways. We
Okay.
have to do media of the week,
Okay.
and then we can call it, but I think we've gone over our time. But I think we've gone like way over our time.
Yeah, we're sitting at like an
Hour
hour
and a half.
Yeah, not an hour and a half, but we're like getting to an hour and 15 minutes.
The thing says 124 if I'm reading that correctly.
Dang.
Okay, so I was gonna show my TikTok of the week.
Yes.
Which is I was gonna say it's this freaky video from India of a snake jumping out of a gutter, and whenever I saw the snake jump, I literally screamed because I was like, no way in actual hell do snakes jump. This is sinister as fuck. Okay, let's watch it.
Okay. And goes for it, and it makes like a
And
sound.
one of the comments says he definitely lost 75% health after that. He just go pretend like that didn't hurt.
fall damage.
And it made me think of the snake from Jungle Book because he like moves kind of like that, and I was just like, man, they weren't fucking lying. That shit's freaky. Okay, show us yours.
I gotta find which one it is.
But okay, while he finds his, I'll say my media of the week. Besides that, I watched The Menu last night, which was really good. I recommend it. I gave it 3.5 stars out of 5 on my letterbox. But yeah, it was like really unique for like a thriller slash quote unquote horror. I don't think it was very scary, and it was kind of goofy.
Yeah.
But it was a fun watch for sure. And then besides that, I don't know what else I've watched lately. I guess is that your
so
video?
Sorry. Yes.
That's your video?
This is my video.
You turn
yeah.
it down.
It's of a cat, a little baby kitten,
Okay.
and he's like cocking back a punch, and he's about to punch this dude
Yeah.
in bed. It's so cute.
What? What a little freak. He's so cute.
Oh.
I want a kitten.
Who's that?
Oh my god. That's so cute.
But my media of the week, by far, and I am so sad that I didn't catch this in theaters, was 100% Top Gun. Maverick.
Oh yeah. I felt like cringe as fuck for giving it 5 stars on my letterbox, but like I have never had like more fun and like excitement watching a movie. But yeah, no, Top Gun, I have not had that much fun watching a movie in so long. Like I felt like I like was like grabbing my chest and like couldn't breathe the whole time, and it was so good. Like I think it was very like hetero wet dream, but like it was very fun to watch. And growing up by the Air Force Base my whole life and like going to the air shows, it was like kind of like familiar to me and like nostalgic, I guess. And like I come from a military family, so it was like, you know, but like it was very fun to watch, even though I think Tom Cruise is a fucking psychopath.
That last half hour, I was just like I couldn't take my eyes off the screen.
I was on the edge of my seat the whole time, pretty much.
That last half hour though, whenever they like do the mission,
the mission, like you couldn't even blink. It was so crazy.
I was in awe. That was just,
it was so good.
Fantastic filmmaking. For
sure. And then I watched Don't Worry Darling, which was, I gave it 2 stars. It was fine. It was like I would say if you're wanting to watch it, like watch it if you don't have anything else to watch. But it was very like, I liked the twist at the end and thought that it was like kind of creative, but
there's no build up.
It was not really, it wasn't really like a good enough build up. But I am a Florence Pugh stan, and I love Harry as a musician. But and he did pretty okay with his acting. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It was funny though. Well, I can't tell you because it'll spoil it. But his accent, I was like, this is so bizarre, but it tells you in the movie. And then we watched Wakanda Forever, which was also kind of a letdown.
Yeah.
Because my favorite Marvel movie of all time is the Black Panther, and then probably Shang-Chi. But yeah, so I was really stoked about Wakanda Forever, and it was just kind of like, it was like visually stunning, but the story was kind of lame.
Yeah, the story was weak. It's very mishmashed.
Yeah, it didn't feel like, I don't know. I think I also like hyped it up too much in my head, and then it was just kind of like, Yeah. But I'm glad I watched it, I guess.
Did you watch the new Thor? Did you finish it?
I didn't finish it. No. Damn, we've watched a lot of stuff. The fucking Everything Everywhere All at Once was 5 stars for me. So good. Yeah. Cannot recommend enough. I, like most people, am an A24 movie stan, and I think that they're always really fun to watch, and I've hardly ever seen any that I like dislike. Like they'll at least get like 4 stars from me, but like that one was so good. It definitely deserves all the accolades it's getting.
Yeah.
And then we watched Bullet Train, which was really fun, but like goofy as shit.
That last act, no pun intended, derailed the movie for me. I thought it was a little too ridiculous, but I enjoyed the first like 2/3 of the movie a lot.
And it was just kind of annoying because like the bullet trains that they have in the movie are fake. Like they're like sci-fi bullet trains that are really cool, and like bullet trains do not look that cool in real life. I'm sorry, they just don't. But also, everybody in the movie is so hot and sexy that it makes it really easy to watch. I feel like if it was other actors, I wouldn't have liked it.
Aaron Taylor Johnston. Yummy.
Daddy. And then lastly, since we filmed the last podcast, we watched Pale Blue Eye.
I liked it.
Which was
didn't like
good.
The final act again.
The final act was such a letdown.
Could not nail the ending.
The last half of the movie was a letdown for me.
But the acting was great.
Yeah, acting was top notch. I thought
setting was cool.
I thought that it was gonna be more like witchcraft and sinister than it was. Yeah. It was kind of like goofy.
Yeah.
I know I said that about everything. I'm like, it turned out to be a little too goofy. But again, I'm glad that I watched it. Would not watch it again.
Yeah. Same.
But go for it. Watch it.
Give it a shot.
But yeah, so our birthdays are around the corner. Hopefully we will be filming every week until the end of time. But if things pop up, I'll let you guys know on stream. But yes, love you guys. Thank you for watching. Sorry that this episode felt a little all over the place, but I think that's how podcasts are, because you just ping off of each other.
Yeah, it was a good time.
But yeah, I had a great time. Thank y'all for watching. We will be back next week with more juicy content for you.
You better come watch.
You better.
You better sub. You better like. You better click that little bell icon.
Be sure to click that like button, smash that subscribe button,
and then click the little bell so you're always notified whenever a new vlogcast drops.
Exactly. Thank y'all for watching. Bye, guys.
Peace out, fam.